Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Songwriters Across Texas podcast, where we get to know musicians through their stories and hear some of their music. I'm your host, Karl Anderson. Today, we're broadcasting from Arlen Studios in Austin, Texas, and our guest is Andrea Magee. Andrea Magee started life on the outskirts of Belfast in Northern Ireland, born into a musical family with a family band. It was no surprise that she started writing songs by the age of 11. She formed a duo with British musical collaborator Ben Jones called Beat Root Revival. After an American tour in 2014, the two settled down in Austin, Texas, and have released 6 albums together. Andrea has one solo effort on her own and is about to release her second, Belfast Girl. She's going to start us off with a song called Over Here in Texas. Hi, Andrea.
Hi there. How
Welcome.
you doing? Thank
Doing
you
good.
so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Look at this surroundings. Look at this beautiful person I get to talk to. This is great. I'll just go.
But let's just
Okay.
kick it right in,
Okay,
Andrea.
doke.
So I guess I'll keep on crying, 'cause I gotta see this through. There's a hole in my heart for you, and I won't let it die, I won't let it fade away. So I'll draw my guard in silence, and I'll fight the wars with you. There's a weight in my heart that's true, but I can carry mine, and I will help to carry you. 'Cause I'm over here in Texas, calling out for you, and I know that you can feel it too. So won't you lean on me, baby, and as I walk this line, I'll lean on you. So I guess I'll keep on trying, just to give my best to you. When you run at the wall, I'll be there too. And as we break these stones, we breathe life into the truth. 'Cause I'm over here in Texas, calling out for you, and I know that you can feel it too. So won't you lean on me, baby, and as I walk this line, I'll lean on you. Screaming into the wind is all that I can do. Screaming into the wind, and it's all for you. It's all for you. Cause I'm over here in Texas, calling out for you, and I know that you can feel it too. So won't you lean on me, baby? And as I walk this line, I'll lean on you. So I guess I'll keep on crying, 'cause I gotta see these through.
Thank you.
Wow. That was
Thanks.
marvelous. Pretty.
Thank you.
Nice. When did you write that one?
So that I wrote that one when I thought I understood what feeling homesick was. So like probably, so where are we now? 2022. Like
Yeah,
so
last
like
I
3
checked.
years ago, just before the lockdown, and you know I'm so used to, like, I've been over here since 2014 from Belfast, but every year I would go home like 2 to 3 times just to get my fix. That's how I can kind of cope with, you know, being so far away, because I carry a lot of guilt for the fact that I left home, and because I have a wonderful family, but I knew that I had to come on a journey to really kind of push myself forward. And I was sitting thinking about before the lockdown, before I wasn't able to travel, just how much I missed home. And I also, like, a thought came into my mind too. Yes, I miss home, but oh my word, am I grateful that I get to live in Austin, and Austin is my home. So it was kind of like a mixed bag of emotions, like feeling really sad that I wasn't able to get home, but also like I had this vision of just looking out and seeing the community here in Austin sitting at a show. And I thought, wow, like I get to lean. That's the lean on you. I get to lean on the community for the love and the family feeling that I miss so much, but I get from the community here in Austin. So that's why it's called Over Here in Texas.
That's gorgeous, and I think it's that you're exactly right about Austin. I think a lot of people, especially musicians and artists, that find their way here, and you know, if you're gonna do that, you can't really stay home. You know.
I think for me, I had to remove all security. So I feel like the reason I push and try and work so hard is because I don't have a fallback. I don't have like a security blanket. And I mean, like, as much as like I have to prove myself to be in this country because I am a legal alien on an O1 status. So
Illegal.
illegal, yes, not illegal. I'm actually
Everybody,
legal.
A
Illegal.
the letter
I'm
A.
an alien. I'm a legal alien. But no, I have to prove that I have like extraordinary ability in order to stay. So like I did really feel like I had to take that leap to get away from comfort in order to really find that. And also I feel like to really like tap into your art, there has to be an element of fear and an element of like vulnerability and true vulnerability and pain. And maybe if I was back at home, I wouldn't be able to access that pain because I would have it. I would be so comfortable with my family so close.
Interesting.
Who knows?
What was it like growing up in Belfast? I haven't been over there.
I was pretty lucky. My family and kind of kept us pretty sheltered from all that went on, but there was a lot going on during my childhood, and I didn't see too much of it. But I think you tend to just get on with things. You know, you tend to just keep going.
The kind of things that were going on were just bombings and
Yeah,
things
like
that, right?
I mean, it just became normal to like go into the city center, and there were like, you know, army crews of people with machine guns, and it just became, oh well, that's just Belfast. And you know, I think I hadn't really thought about it until I tapped into this new album that I was writing, like what I actually saw as a kid. Again, which was very fortunately pretty sheltered from it all. But for example, the police station beside my primary school got bombed, and we got like a couple of days off. And for me, I was like, oh yeah, 2 days off school, woo! But in the reality of it, it's like, oh my word, that actually happened.
Right, but you were a little kid, and so you're not fat. You're just
Well, I was protected. My family were very good at letting us have a childhood, and it's not, you know, the media tend to blow things up. It is bad, but we live there and we get on with it, and there's a lot of conflict and a lot of pain, and that is just the way of life. And
Do you think it's maybe a little bit like the way school shootings and things like that?
Absolutely. There's
similar.
pain everywhere. There's difficulties, there's conflict in every avenue of life, and
But people get desensitized to it a little bit.
a little until you're directly involved in it, I think. But when it's like close circle, you're not desensitized. But when you're a little bit further out and you're just seeing it on the news and
Right.
knowing of it, it's a little easier to kind of
Or
to
if
go
you
through.
don't know anybody that's in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But there were still things that in my childhood growing up probably should not have seen. Like, you're very much labelled in the north of Ireland of what side of the coin you land on.
And that coin is about religion, right?
Yeah, the label, which I hate. And I was very lucky that my dad was just like, you're just a good person. That's the most important thing. And I remember as a kid, I grew up in a very mixed area, and like my best friend was of the other side, and my family didn't care, but her family did. And I remember I wasn't ever allowed to like go into her house because of that. And as a child, I'm like, what? When I think back on that, like, how can you put that on children? I was just like, let's go play with dolls, like, what's going on? But I mean, all in all, I'm so grateful for my roots. I'm so grateful to come from Belfast. It's made me the person that I am. I'm surrounded by the best people on the planet, and I love that I get to hail from the north of Ireland in Belfast.
That's beautiful. I love your optimism. Tell me about your dad and your family that got you into music.
Yeah, music has been a huge part of our life. My dad was really into Irish traditional music, which is where I really started. And also, I was very lucky that my primary school, which I think is the same as kindergarten, and our school was very, very much rooted and steeped in music. So I started learning the classical flute from the age of like 6 or 7.
Wow. Did they give every kid a flute and be like, can you do this?
Yeah, well, there's a whole orchestra, so you get to try out on all the orchestra. My sisters all play the flute, so I just kind of got lumped with the flute, even though I wanted the trumpet.
I did the trumpet.
I really wanted the trumpet. They were like, no, you're a Magee, you're going to do the flute. But yeah, so from a very, very early age, I had that. And then we also had a little family band. And every Wednesday and Sunday, I would pick up the drum and play with my sister and my dad in bars.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's why I started
money?
drinking from a very early age.
But you guys get paid and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah, I mean, it was pocket money for me, and it was just a part of the craft,
Right.
But yeah, we played for money, and then on the nights that we didn't, we went to a session and would just go and sit in the corner of a bar. I always went with my dad, and that's where I learned to listen. And I feel like that is the biggest attribute I have as a musician, is the ability to listen. And that came from Irish music sessions from a very, very young age. I just sat in the corner and listened and played the drum to the guitar players, but I listened to what they were doing before I played, So.
I've the best musicians I know all say that.
Yeah.
They say it's about listening.
Yeah.
And it's not ever necessarily what you're playing. Sometimes it's about what you're not playing.
Yeah, and I think in Irish traditional, there's never any amplification, so you have to listen, and it's also so story-based as well. It's similar to like songwriting and everything like that, so.
But the traditional, but everyone knows the songs too, right? So they expect something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just respect to the story. Again, going back to all the pain that the country has seen,
Right.
that I think a lot of it was put into music and Guinness.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, it was all placed in music, so therefore there is an utmost respect for the music, and that's always been my case. For me, music is like listening to a preacher. That's how I treat it.
Yeah, I hear you. And you started dancing as well, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I think that's where the rhythm came from. I did Irish dancing from a really, really early age. Me and Michael Flatley, It only ever comes out now when I'm hammered. But yeah, I did it for like 6 years, and then I got really involved in sports, so I kind of opted out of the dance and still kept to the music. But it was really great.
Talk about the sports, because you were on these like super like world class competitive sports, but that are European sports. What was the one you told me about?
Yeah,
that I was like, what is that?
So I played 2 sports. I played a sport called badminton and a sport called netball. And netball is very similar to basketball. It's actually in the rest of the world, not America. It's the same as basketball, but you don't dribble. And I got to travel the world as a competitive player playing for my country.
Do you tackle people?
No contact.
None at all?
I'll send you a link. It's really hard to explain because it's like you don't dribble, and there's no backboard. It's high paced. It's kind of like
Hockey?
maybe similar to handball. Yeah, but there's no sticks. It's basically the
Right.
same premise. So you pass, you just keep going. A lot of random rules compared to basketball, but very athletic. And it was wonderful. Yeah, I got to go to like Singapore and different parts of the world.
Wow.
It was cool.
That is
And
cool.
more importantly, when I reflect on that, I learned how to be a part of a team. And I learned the skills of leadership, and I learned communication, and I learned the value of working with others. And I think that's a really great attribute as a kid to just bring into life in any aspect.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think if you know what it means to be able to play a sport and excel at it, you can cross it over to your art.
Well, for me, I think I just knew how much hard work and dedication it took, and therefore
Right.
I apply that to everything that I put myself into, because I knew that I got selected on those teams and kept getting picked on the starting team or whatever because I worked really hard and I went outside and did all my pass. I did all the work.
You could deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a standard. That's the kind of the word I like, is that
Yeah.
you have a standard, and then it's got to hit that. It doesn't have to be the same. It just has to hit that quality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you learn it from sport. So you've had this wonderful, growing up in Belfast, even though there's trouble, but you have this beautiful music family, and then you get the sports.
Mm-hmm.
You're dancing. Then what happens? You started teaching, right?
Started drinking.
Started drinking.
So yeah, music.
that happened earlier.
It was always like music and sport, kind of both on a kind of pathway with each other. And I do actually remember, I was talking about this weekend at a festival. I played an Irish festival, and I do remember the moment I did a session with my dad, like a Irish trad session, and I was driving home. And it was like 4 a.m. in the morning, and back in those days, you could have a few drinks. I was really, not me, my dad. And I remember just like in the midst of this really late night going, I'm going to do music. This like complete like revelation for this 9-year-old, 10-year-old girl. Like maybe I was a little later, maybe it was like 15 because I'd been playing a lot of sport. And I just had this moment where I was like, it's music. And I remember the song that I thought I was going to sing. I'd been singing it. And I'll never forget. We were driving down this tiny little country road, and I still can tap into that feeling to this day when it's like, what am I going to do with my life? And it was just music. And I kind of followed a pathway with it. So I did like the normal pathway, which was like getting educated, getting a degree, doing all that, because that is kind of the standard of what, society's expectations are, kind of.
Yeah.
So I followed that. I got an incredible opportunity to become a teacher. So I did like a PGCE, like a master's kind of thing, and got offered a job to teach in a kind of feeling music department in a high school in England. And I was only 24. And it was very rare that I went for the job because my dad's a teacher. I didn't want to get it. And they offered it to me, and my dad was like, you've got to take it. I was like, but I want to be like an artist and a songwriter, and I want to go and see the world. And he's like, please, just for a year, just do it for a year. And I ended up doing it for 3 years. And I went and specialized in autism for music for 6 months of that time. And I'm so glad I did, because I wasn't ready to really leap out and give my music to the world. Like that, those 3-4 years really shaped me as a human. Like there's no more vulnerable place than being in front of like 30 kids going like, wow, look at you, miss,
I think that you have this, like what's extraordinary about your just the way you thought about it was that when you're young, you just think, I got to do this now, like, and if I don't do it now, when and never, I'll be washed up. And by the time I'm 27, and like, you don't realize that.
Well, that's the pressures of the music industry and society too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I do, honestly, because you got to be really thick-skinned for this. Like
You do.
And my nature is very sensitive. Most artists are. And, teaching give me a thicker skin. Like, really.
Yeah.
Especially teaching autistic children, which are the most beautiful, phenomenal souls on the planet. But they really taught me about life. They taught me more than I knew about life in those 6 months, for sure.
That's awesome. I believe that. You want to play another song?
Sure.
Do you need a strap?
No, I haven't, and it wasn't working, so I may as well just bugger off. So this is a song that's going to be on my new album, actually. I wrote this. This was the second song I wrote for the album. And it's a song called Cobblestone Streets. And it was basically just a message to my family during the time that I couldn't get to go back and see them. Just saying, please don't go anywhere. Please don't go join that great gig in the sky or anything. Time is precious and we don't know what's around the corner. So that was the mindset with this one.
Okay.
I walked on the cobblestone streets, but my bare feet got cold. Collecting coal from the fire on the heath with you. These roads have their very own beat, but still we march right through. Narrow bends with abandoned dead ends, and all my fears come true. So many ways, but I just can't get to you. Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. We still got so much to say to you. The wicked shows in this field without a warning. Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. In the morning. Tick-tock to your very own clock, stealing time from you. We'll go down the hill to the crows, watching over you. So many days, and I just keep missing you. Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. We still got so much to say to you. The wicked shows in this field without a warning. Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. In the morning. The north, it takes my hand, and the south, it heals my heart. How am I to fill this void when I know I'll be destroyed? Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. We still got so much to say to you. The wicked shows in this field without a warning. Please don't go. I'll be there in the morning. In the morning. In the morning.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
So catchy.
It's so fun to play it. Like, it's taken me a while to love my songs just like bare naked acoustic guitar style, because I play with a band and I'm so used to filling things out as well. But I do love stripping things back to their core, so it's nice. So thank you for making me do it.
Neil Young calls it the great equalizer.
I love that. Yeah, cool.
I think we should get into the Beetroot Revival and how that all came about, and tell us about Ben and how you put that together and how it evolved.
Yeah, so I was, as I mentioned, I did some teaching, and my teaching was in Kent, in just outside London, in England. And I met Ben. I always kept playing music on the side, so I still always had gigs even while I was teaching. And Ben was like playing the local music scene in Kent, Maidstone. He was like a local hero. And I remember the first day I got to see him, I was actually out to see some students play on this Sunday morning festival thing, and I was so hungover. And I listened to them play, and I was like, I'm going to leave. But the barman was like, no, you've got to hear this next guy. I was like, oh, I'm literally dying. Okay. So I stood at the back. From the first note, I was like, oh, what? Like, I don't know whether you've heard Ben or Beetroot or whatever, but Ben is a monster. Like, on the acoustic guitar, his rhythmical style, his inhibitions when he's performing, it's just the freest thing I'd ever seen. I was just like, oh my word. So I waited, I watched the whole set, went up to him at the end, gave him my little business card, and we just started a relationship, communicating. We met for coffee, and it was so nice to see someone doing the original music with such like gusto, and kind of developed over 6 months. Then he had mentioned he was going to do this trip to America, and I had just got involved in this TV show, blah, blah, blah. I was invited in to do...
Wait a minute, TV show, blah, blah, blah?
Well, I was invited in to do the X Factor, as we all kind of slipped down those slopes in different ways.
I got you.
And
X Factor. I see what you mean.
It was a really nice opportunity. It was the producers contacted me, and they were like, you want to be in the final? And basically, we're going to put you straight through. I didn't have to audition.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I did have to audition,
right.
but I did that. It was a crazy experience. It really made me realize how it was amazing. I had a wonderful time. I got to come over to LA and do the judges' houses part, blah, blah, blah. But during it, something was tugging at my core the whole time. This is it doesn't feel right for me, because I kept pushing my original material, which I totally understand now why it was so annoying, because they were just trying to produce a TV show, which is exactly what it is. I was like, yeah, but I want to be a singer-songwriter, blah, blah, blah. And I think it wasn't the right fit for me, and it made me really realize that. So that journey ended. I ended up talking with Ben, and he was doing a trip to America a couple of months after, and I was like, oh, wow, I really want to go to Nashville for the songwriting thing. So he was like, well, come out with us. So ended up, me and my accompanist jumped on a flight with him and his accompanist, and he had a 25-city trip planned from Seattle to Boston. We ended up, we literally had, honestly, we had about 4 gigs booked in the 3 months, and we hustled so hard. He was really clever. He made a list of all the open mics in every city that we were in, and if we didn't have anything planned, which we really kind of didn't, we just did open mics every single night, and from open mics something came, and if we didn't do open mics, we busked. So we basically busked our way the whole way across the States. Now when we got to Austin, it was a completely different story. We had decided on the road in actually Roswell, New Mexico, of all places, that we were doing really well on our own, but when we played together, everybody seemed to be like, what is this? So we put it together, decided on a name, came to Austin. We were meant to stay for 3 days, ended up staying for 3 weeks. Our experience here was phenomenal. There's about 1 million books I could write on this, but we met a taxi driver that basically took us to all the amazing little legendary clubs in Austin, which we knew of, but we might not have found them because it was during South by when we arrived.
Right.
First place we stopped was Jenny's Little Longhorn. Actually, that's a lie. First place we did an open mic night at Freddy's. There was an open mic night there. We did that, met the taxi driver. He ended up picking us up with the meter off and taking us to all these amazing places, Jenny's Little Longhorn being one of them. I ended up being beside the right person, which kind of seems to happen to me quite a lot in life, talking to the right person at the bar. And they were like, you need to tell your story to the owner. You're from Ireland. He's from England. Talk to the owner. I went outside and talked to the owner, and she was like, let me make a call. She's like, would you like to open for Dale Watson on Sunday at Chicken Ship Bingo? And I was like, yes. Like, honestly, I didn't really know a lot about it, but Ben did, and he was like, yes. That ended up being our very first gig in Austin. That was on the Sunday. And then Deal liked us so much that he put us on the Continental the next night. Nice. So it was like, that was our first experience of Austin. And then it just kind of spitballed. And throughout those 3 weeks, we just got loads of people reaching out to us and having us play. And that's really where Beetroot was born, because we got shown so much love. We did carry on our trip right through to the end of the 3 months. And then came back to Austin after that every couple of 3 months until we got our visa sorted. And then from there, that was 2014, it's just been a complete roller coaster ride. Like, again, I went out to San Diego, to see a friend, met with the right person at a coffee shop, had a couple of our Beetroot albums done, and they were like, would you like to open for Brian Setzer? And I was like, yeah. So we ended up going on that, like his Christmas Rocks tour, seeing the whole of the United States, opening to sold out crowds. And then from that, we ended up signing a deal with Surf Dog Records, who have Brian Setzer and Eric Clapton, like legendary, amazing. It was kind of just like still pinch me moments. Sure. That then led to a tour with Brian Wilson, and we got to do the Brian Wilson Pet Sounds tour all over the world for 2 years as his opening act. It's been the most incredible roller coaster journey. Like, and it's all from believing in good people and having good people around you. And yeah, so Beetroot has done a lot of really, really cool things. And then leading up to lockdown, we put out our last Beetroot album on Surf Dog, which was produced by Paul Leary. Mm-hmm. And then the world shut down. And we had worked tirelessly for like 6 years, you know, figuring out. Also, a little like personal note on that, we started out as a romantic couple, which people love the juicy part of the story. We started out as a romantic couple, as many duos do before us. But we realized that, you know, we had a lot of differences, but we had so much love. And rather than like lose it all, we figured it out. And we broke up as a romantic couple and figured out what our love was, because we were more like siblings, like fought like siblings, you know, like. Yeah. But, you know, we worked it out, and for the last, we were couple for 3 years, and for the last 4 years, we've just been a music partnership. And then again, lockdown, I think we both needed to go, hold on, this has been intense. This has been amazing, but it's been intense. And we both took the chances to do some solo records and really explore that. Still doing Beetroot on the side, because Beetroot is just always, you know, got opportunities coming its way, thankfully. Right. And yeah, so we're really excited to both branch out and do wee solo records. And then we're planning on doing another Beetroot album once we give these a little bit of wings. We've already got like 4 of the songs ready for it. So
that's amazing. It's
cool. It's not the normal story, because most people like butt heads and then explode and leave. But Ben and I changed each other's lives together, and it's a friendship that will be with me for the rest of my life, and probably a musical partnership too.
That's great that you didn't let it mess up, you know, the part you had going.
Yeah,
a lot of couples don't. Yeah, you run your course in a relationship, and then it's like, well, did we like each other? Was it just?
I think the key to us, when we both reflect on it, is that we were very loyal to each other. Mm-hmm. We never ever broke that vow. So we were able to still maintain friendship, because even when things got tough, we didn't cross the line and really hurt each other. We hurt each other by the love not working out, but we never broke our loyalty. And I think that is going to stand us in good stead for the rest of our life.
And I would think that it added to your respect for each other's music is probably what also held it.
I mean, I think that giving us our own little break from it and being able to have our own voices for a minute has definitely made us come back to Beetroot with so much more joy, because we have a unique sound. On our own, we have our own unique sounds, but when we come together, it's really quite dynamic. But without doing our solo stuff, we weren't able to know that, you know, because it was all or nothing. And now it's like, wow, we can really actually appreciate what we have together, because it's not like what we do on our own.
I think the older you get, you realize that you don't have to define yourself in any one thing. I mean, Mark Lanigan, God rest his soul, who just passed away, one of my favorites. He sang with everybody. Yeah. And people would invite him to come be a part of their records, and he'd go, all right. Yeah. And make them better.
Well, and that's, for me, I learn by playing and sharing with people, and I have learned so much from Ben Jones. I will give him like so much kudos for what he's taught me as a performer. He's helped me find my freedom. Like it's a dynamic and complex relationship, but it's one that I'm really, really, it's a big achievement for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Now you this album Belfast Girls, your second studio
Solo.
And is it released yet, or it's about to be released?
It's
right?
So the first single is actually going to drop on April the 7th. So I'm going to drop the first single, and that will be the title track, Belfast Girl. All about growing up in the north of Ireland, what I saw as a kid. And it was really the catalyst for the whole album, because once I wrote that, I was able to tap into a completely different style of writing. Because I just kind of, my whole life I've written about feelings. These were feelings attached to my identity. So I was really able to tap into the fact that Irish music has been a huge part of my sound. And like I play that Celtic drum, and this was really nice for me to really like just go down that really kind of laser beam focus. I'm from Belfast. Why am I here? How did I get here? Okay, let's tell my story. And it was really cool because I had 2 years to do it, you know? Like,
right.
I don't think that's ever going to happen to us again. We're never going to get that isolated time.
I doubt it.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, let's fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So would you consider it a concept album, or not quite?
A little. It's funny you say that because I was talking to some film placement people this morning about it, and a couple of the tracks are very specific. You know, they are very much, here's who I am, I'm from Belfast, but there are 10 tracks, and there are another 8 tracks that don't mention Belfast, but at their core, that's what they're for. But when you listen to them, you can take whatever you want from them. I'm not sure you're going to say, I'm a Belfast girl, you know, but there are other things that you definitely are going to say. So, I wouldn't say strictly concept, but it has a definite identity in it.
Are you somebody that really cares about the order of songs on a record? You know, there's so many records that you listen to, and you're like, if you listen to one song, you gotta listen to the rest of them, or something like that. You know, where you're like, it's just. I think I've gotten some like European releases of certain records where songs flipped.
Yeah.
And you're going, wait a minute, this song's supposed to come after this song.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will put thought into that, but honestly, I feel like the world that we live in these days, it's hard to know what's the right way to do things. You know, should I release Belfast Girl as my very first thing? My heart and identity says yes. The universal part of my business brain says, well, I don't know. Like, so I wish I had a straight answer for you. I just try and learn as I go in this brand new industry that we live in. You know, the artist in me is constantly fighting the businesswoman in me.
Oh, trust me, I understand.
Yeah.
Getting money and art to talk to each other and understand each other
and find a balance with it, because we both do need each other.
Absolutely.
But it's when one gets a wee bit out of control. It can. I feel like when it's
listening helps.
Yeah, and learning and knowing that we don't know very much. We know what we know, but there's always room to learn more, especially in the industry we're in right now.
Exactly.
That's the way I'm approaching it. Going into South by, that's my outlook. Yes, I have some really cool showcases, but I'm going in there as a student. I'm like, okay, teach me what I need to do.
Why should you ever feel like you knew everything? How boring would it be?
I know.
Yeah, there's always something else to learn. From
every aspect.
Let's play a third song.
Sweet, let's do it.
What song are you gonna play for us next?
So I'm gonna play you the first release from my new album. This is a song about growing up in the north of Ireland and what it was like to grow up during the Troubles, and how I got to this point right now. It's a little song called Belfast Girl.
Looking back at what could have been, pacing through the memories that built me. school down the road. 'Cause I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more than you know. Daydream, believing, always wanted more. But the border would close and I couldn't pass. Constantly questioned over the road I lived on. 'Cause I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more than you know. On troubled streets painted with gold, tattooed with anger, and how it shone. But underneath all of these painted stones, faces of wonder, and oh how they've grown. 'Cause I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more than you know. Oh, I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more. Sit at this Texas bar, further away than most, with an ache in my heart calling me home. The west coast of Ireland gave me all that I own. 'Cause I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more. On troubled streets painted with gold, tattooed with anger, and oh how it's shown. But underneath all of these painted stones, faces of wonder, and oh how they've grown. 'Cause I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more than you know. Oh, I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more. Oh, I'm a Belfast girl who's seen more than you know.
You are so good and
Thank you.
powerful. We have a special treat. Kelly Green from Madam Radar is in the house, and she's going to be doing a song with Andrea called Banshee.
It is, yeah. This is a song from my first album. Yeah, it's about an Irish witch that comes and visits you the night before something bad is going to happen, and she makes an awful screaming sound like a wow. And I just thought, why not honor her in this song?
I'm a little nervous.
Here's the Banshee.
it from you no more, so I'll turn it over now. Leave nothing left untold. But what you can't see is the banshee in my head, and she will haunt me as her screaming calls and wails. But if you love me, you'll accept that I have bled, and we'll walk through these halls in this kingdom of walls with you. Surrender today. It can all be over now, and you'll dance upon my grave. The shadows, they will fade, and we'll wake into the night, embrace the light of day. But what you can't see is the banshee in my head, and she will haunt me as her screaming calls and wails. But if you love me, you'll accept that I have bled, and we'll walk through these halls in this kingdom of walls with you. But what you can't see is a banshee in my head, and she will haunt me as her screaming calls and wails. But if you love me, you'll accept that I have bled, and we'll walk through these halls in this kingdom of walls with you. And now, and now,
Good job. Sweet. I did hit the mic at the very start. I went, sorry.
That's all right.
Could be part of the ethereal,
Do you want me
spooky
to say
vibe.
thanks, guys? That was great, guys. Thank you so much. If you've been listening to this podcast and you'd like to watch it, go to YouTube to Songwriters Across Texas, and you can do it right there. Andrea Magee, thanks again for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Love you guys.
Adieu.